As the day goes by, we keep seeing more and more atrocities play out in our society. More and more incidences of heartlessness and wickedness. And when these things happen, it's my job to bring it to your notice. Not just for the sake of letting you know about the story, but deriving some life lessons from these incidences, these real life incidences. Hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. So according to this story, as reported by the victim herself, Deborah. Deborah is a mom. She has a child. She is presently running the compulsory NYSC program. If you're not Nigerian, after graduation from the university, you have to go through a mandatory 1-year program where you serve your country, okay? And it's compulsory to go through that program before you're able to get a job, save for some exceptions, which I will spare you guys for the sake of this video. So Deborah is an NYSC member, a youth corper. Now, according to her, she was driving by on this fateful day in the city of Benin, Edo State, Nigeria. And before she knew it, bang, she heard a loud sound from her vehicle, only for her to alight and found out that somebody had rammed into her car, hitting her car and destroying the bumper. So she was like, yeah, what's up? What's going on? Why did you hit me? This is not England. This is not America, where if you have an accident, you don't need to say much. You just call the insurance and insurance will take care of it. No. In actuality, in fact, in reality, it doesn't work that way. A good percentage of people do not even have insurance on their vehicles. All right, so she came down inquiring what happened. Why did you hit me? What's going on? You will have to take care of the damage and all of that. And an argument ensued. Now, according to Deborah, the occupant of this car, Mr. NOSAKHARE, let me read the surname. Yes, NOSAKHARE UHUARABONA. I'm going to leave the spelling on the screen in case this man is your brother or your cousin, so you can know him very well. So Mr. Nosa, who was the other occupant of the car who hit Deborah, came out and they were having a misunderstanding. Now, this Mr. Nosa had another occupant in the car, another lady. And because the lady knew that it was Mr. Nosa's fault for ramming into Deborah, she was trying to calm Deborah down and, make her understand that they were going to pay for it, they were going to fix it. But Mr. Nosa, God knows the idea or perception he has about women. There are some men in Nigeria, I don't know whether it's like that in other African countries, but trust me, there are some men that do not believe that a woman should talk to them, or a woman should talk back to them, or a woman should argue with them, or a woman should call them out on their BS. There's some men that they took this be submissive thing to the streets, to the place of work. They missed out on the parts where the Bible said, wives, be submissive. To them, it is woman. They don't believe that a woman and a man should have any discussion. Sometimes a man will hit your car and he will tell you, call your husband. I'm not going to talk to you. Call your husband. Let us talk this out man to man. So who knows the ideology, who knows the mindset of Mr. NOSAKHARE, that he felt so slighted that Deborah could challenge him for bashing her car, that Deborah could talk to him and demand that he fix the damage that he made on her car. He was so angered that Deborah had the effrontery and the nerve to batter words with him and to make any demands from him. So he was shutting the other lady up, telling her that me, repair her car. Who is she? Those kind of men that are very quick to call women ashewo, call women harlots. Who are you? Ashewo like you, I will beat you, I will just slap you, nothing would happen. There are a lot of them roaming around the streets. So unfortunately, Debbie met one of such men, and before we could say Jack, Mr. Nosa pounced on Debbie. Oh my God. Not even a thief can be beaten this way. Nosa pounced on Debbie, pummeling her like someone in a wrestling match with him, punching directly with the highest pressure of his fist as a man, as a grown-ass man, into the face of Deborah. And despite he could see her lips split into two, he could see her eyes pop out of its socket, he could see her nose get broken and blood spilling out of her face, he tore her clothes, ripped off her shirt, her underwear, tore her trouser, got her naked in the streets and was beating her like a dog. Let's hear directly from Deborah.
Hello, if you can hear me, I'm actually in the hospital currently. So on Monday, I was coming back from somewhere. So mom was at my front, put his car revised, then hit my car and bumped, and my bumper fell. Then came out, went to meet my like our car, bumped my car. This man asked me what proof do I have, and I was like, okay, I don't understand. You have to pay for my bumper. It was with a girl, and the girl was begging like, okay, how much? I like to pay 50k. So the girl was like, okay. She sent 20. At first I said no. Then she begged at the long end. I said, okay, no problem, send the money. This one came out and was like, if she sent the money, that he would deal with her and all of that. I was like, there's another thing, so I don't just argument upon argument. People that know me, not say I don't know how to insult elderly people, because the man is really elderly. Should be over 50 something. This man pounced on me, beat me up. I will be showing all the videos and pictures about this because it's on Monday. Pounced on me, beat me up, tore my clothes, stripped me naked. It happened in Ogbongbini City. I was totally naked, so I went to the station with blood on my body, with my thumb mark and everything. And that early morning, the Ugbo police station did not really take me straight, but I had to pay 3,000. I was not having cash. So I left. I wanted to go to the hospital. My mom said no, I should not go to the hospital, I should report back there. I was losing strength, but I still gathered my strength. I went to the station later on, reported the case. When I went back to the station, I heard that the man came and said that he was kidnapped. And there were 4 men in the car. This man now is on the run. But police, the DPO, are backing him. Is it possible for me to be with 4 men and the man will beat me up like this just because I approached you to that you should pay for my car? My mouth is stitched. I'm in the hospital like this. This is a video. In fact, I collapsed. I was rushed to another hospital again. So they gave me a better treatment because you was they just touched my mouth and said, yeah, I'm okay, that I should go. With the whole evidence I gave the police station, I lied I was a 4 men. I'm doing this video because all I need is justice. Up to today, this man has not been arrested. I have not seen this man that did this to me. I don't even have strength. I just had to manage myself to talk out because I've been keeping it calm. I don't want to talk about it on social media, but the way this case is going, the man is not staying in Nigeria and is getting married on Saturday. And after he's married on Saturday, he's flying back on Sunday. The police are saying that let's adjourn the case to Monday so that the man would have run by then. I will lose money, I will lose my face, I will lose the case. I need justice. I did not do this man anything. Only thing I asked was pay for my bumper, and I got beaten and I got stripped. He tore my shirt and my trouser, stripped me off naked. Even when I was running for my life, this man was still pursuing me, was dragging my mirror, he was hitting. He said he's going to kill me. I'm going to die. I'm not going to have any proof. I totally don't even know what to say. All I need is justice.
Hearing Deborah's testimony is even more upsetting. Now, it's one thing to see a young lady get beaten like a dog helplessly on the streets and seeing all these injuries on her face, and you're wondering what kind of a human being could do this. What's getting me really upset is first the system, the police system. Just imagine being a victim of a crime, going to the police station, your safe place, what's supposed to be an abode for you, and the police is asking you to bring 3,000 naira to open a file. before they can take your statement. That she should bring 3,000 naira. Seeing her in that state, eyes popping out of its socket, drenched in blood, the police was insistent that Deborah should bring monetary commitments before they could even attend to her. And they didn't take her case seriously because she didn't know where her items were. She just got out of a near-death experience. They didn't take her seriously. And even when that case proceeded from the police station to the state CID to the other police departments, they even came out with higher monetary demands. Oh my God, what a system. This was a youth corper. The allowance that they get paid is just peanuts. Just a few naira. How much is it? I don't even know if it's up to 30,000 naira. Trust me, you don't even want me to convert that to dollars. These guys are paid mega amounts. Now she's supposed to dip her hands into that money and pay the police to do their job. Now, secondly, she said that Mr. Nosa, when he eventually came to the station, he wasn't arrested, by the way. He came to the station and he was released before Deborah came. The police requested that Deborah comes when Mr. Nosa was still around, and when she couldn't make it there on time, they let him go, gave him his items, and just discharged him. And they were blaming Debbie that why didn't she come on time? Is she a judge? What is her presence? She has written her statement. What is her presence there? How is her presence there significant or consequential to the case? Or could it be that monies have exchanged hands? They set this beast loose. And even as the case was referred from one place to another, Deborah was being extorted, made to pay money. Now, this man claims that Deborah was with 4 men in her car and they tried attacking him. That was why he defended himself. Even if this story is told to the dogs, I doubt if they'll believe it. Is it possible for a lady to be in company of 4 able-bodied men? That's 5 people, and 1 man would be to one of them to this state of near death. Just imagine this. FIDA, Women Lawyers Association in Edo States, the Edo chapter of FIDA. Are we seeing this case? This is a good cause that people should support. When it was the cause of the woman that wakes up by 4 to cook, all the men on Twitter, on Instagram, everybody were ready to support that cause. Somebody almost died in the hands of a stranger, got beaten and stripped. Somebody's mother got beaten to this extent. Look at her eyes. This girl would have died for nothing. And as the man told her, he was going to kill her and nothing would happen. So why are we not talking about it? Is this not a good cause to also support? Is this not a good cause to contribute to? Is this not a good cause to be interested in? As God would have it, this lady brought the knowledge of one human rights activist, Mr. Harrison, to this, and he took it up. He contacted the Commissioner of Police of Edo State, and now the matter is being taken up. And I'm wondering, so if somebody influential, or if this didn't get to social media, does the police need this kind of case to get to social media for them to act? Like, it's a wonder to me that this case has to go to social media, or a human rights activist has to intervene before the police can take such a case seriously. What impunity is happening? What level of impunity is going on? Now, the third major thing that got me on earth and has been a subject of controversy is the fact that this man, this Mr. Nosa that did this thing to Debbie, went ahead a few hours after this incident with his wedding. He got married, and Debbie has testified that his wife to be came to the hospital to see her, telling her that, hey, they are getting married in a few hours. Oh, hey, that is okay. Oh, sorry. And it brings me to the lessons of this video before we close this video. Remember what I said, that in every story we bring, I'm not just bringing the stories to us for the sake or in the interest of you having knowledge of the story. It's also important that we get the nitty-gritty, that we get the lessons behind this story. Sometimes we mistake a sign for a temptation or a trial. I would explain. Maybe something is about to happen to us. We're about to embark on a certain journey or a certain chapter of our lives, and something happens that slows down that process or sheds light to that thing we're about to embark on, and we do not know that that is a sign from God for us to disembark, for us to have a rethink. We confuse that sign for a temptation. The devil is trying to tempt us. This is just a temptation to our blessing. They do not understand that that is a call for action, saying abort mission. We always ask God for signs. God, give me a sign if this is my husband. Give me a sign if this is my wife. Give me a sign if you want me to do this. And when God gives us the sign and the sign is staring at us in the faces, we would say that sign is temptation from devil. And that is exactly what happened in this case. Now you are about to marry a man who is a beast in human form, and you have been shown a sign that this is the kind of man you want to marry. There is no man in the world who doesn't hit people, who doesn't injure people, who does not have a violent temper, who is not an animal that will just one day wake up and inflict this amount of injury on another person. This is who that individual is. This is the kind of person that beats up his sisters. This is the kind of person that can injure anybody. It's not just about that girl. Nobody becomes a beast for the first time in this fashion. I'm not talking about you slapping somebody in the heat of an argument. I mean for you to keep punching and punching a lady's face, and you're seeing the lady is dying, and you keep breaking all the bones in her face, and you have the joy to wear a wedding dress the next few hours, the next day, and say you're getting married to that man. And tomorrow, if he starts beating you or injuring you, or if he kills you, you'll say, I didn't know, he never beat me when we're dating, but he beat somebody else like this. And you think it's normal? You see, the best way to know who an individual truly is how they treat the next person, not you. You might feel they love you. They might not be showing you who they really are. But how they treat people that they are not in love with is how you would know how they would treat you when that initial infatuation fades off. You have a boyfriend or a husband who touches your 11-year-old maid, sexually molested your 11-year-old maid, and you say it's a temptation. This maid is not worth me leaving my husband. It's not about the maid. It's about the actions of your husband. That maid was used to show the kind of person that you're married to. So any decision you take is not because of the maid. It's because of you have seen the kind of person that you are with. And tomorrow when he starts abusing your daughters and touching your daughters, you say you didn't know, but you knew. You called the little girl he touched a temptation when she was a sign. We need to pray to God for a discerning spirit to be able to differentiate and draw the distinction between a sign from God and a temptation. Because some things we call is just a temptation, let us surmount it. It is not. It is a sign for you to run. So this woman went ahead with the wedding a few hours after her husband did this to Deborah. And it sparked some questions. Some people were like, come on, this is a wedding that must have been planned for years. The hall is set, the videographer, the MC, the parents, all the cake, the food, everything is ready. How do you expect the lady to just call it off because of this one incident? Some people have their argument as well, while some others are like, no, it's never too late to turn back. A failed relationship is better than a failed marriage. Such a person is not worth being married to. Such a person has a violent temper. Such a person would hurt you someday. Such a person is not normal mentally. Such a person is not fit to have children for. And I ask, what do you think, guys? Do you think that this singular incident is sufficient enough for that woman, his wife to have called off the whole wedding? You know, some advices, I would admit, are easier said than done. So do you think that this advice is easier said than done? That it wasn't a practical advice? Or are you one of those that believe that there is no way you are walking down the aisle with a man that can do this to a woman, even if that woman is not you? Another point, very salient point, that I would like us to address before we close this video, a point that I want all of you watching me to be cognizant of, is that when making the decision for a life partner, you do not only evaluate, you do not only put into consideration how that person treats you, you also have to consider how that person treats other people. You know, sometimes we hear some people say, some men say, she's so good to me, he's so good to me, she's so kind to me. No, that is not the only benchmark. You have to open your eyes and observe how these people treat other people, especially people that they do not have anything to gain or benefit from. So if your spouse is respectful to his boss in the office, or respectful to one chairman that gives him small money, and you see him pursue, he's such a humble man. He's not humble. It's stomach infrastructure. If you want to know true humility, if you want to know the true person in its naked state, it's how he or she treats other people that they do not have anything to benefit from. You are dating a lady who is wicked to her mates, to her parents' helps, and you expect that woman to come into your house and have a warm embrace to your family and love your sisters and bring your mother close, when you've seen her disposition to other people that are not her relations. It's like a formula. You are dating or getting to know a man that talks down on everybody, from his employees to the barman when you guys go to have a meal, to everybody around him. He doesn't have any respect for anybody, but he treats you like a queen, and you're there feeling lucky. You have a man that disrespects his mother, doesn't have any love or regard for his sister, beats up his sister. That is supposed to form a formula to you on how he treats women, on the relationship he has with other important female figures in his life. But you do not see it like that. As long as he's good to you, you are fine. A man that is stingy and does not take care of his parents, but because he's lavishing money on you, you are fine. There are very easy ways to know people, apart from asking them, tell me about you. There is nobody that has ever been asked, tell me about you, and they start to list all their demons. But if you have a third eyes, you will see these demons. And if you're ignorant, you will not see them. Just as NOSAKHARE's wife did not see the demon that she's getting married to. Then later down the line in that marriage, when he starts exhibiting those traits that he was exhibiting to outsiders, to you, because it must certainly come back home to roost, then you start complaining, I don't know, I don't even know this man anymore. Where did all this start from? But you didn't see that he was like that all the while. So we ladies and gentlemen should be very careful of the kind of people that we get married to just because we want to get married. Even if devil with horns puts on a tuxedo and comes down on earth with 11 eyes, some women will still marry it. This case with Debbie and Nosa is quite unfortunate. To me, it's not just a case of assault. This is attempted murder, because it's not just a case of two people having a misunderstanding and it's deteriorated and one person hits the other person. No, this was a continuous attempt to cause grievous bodily harm or to kill and maim. It's unfortunate that it had to get to human rights activists for the police to take it seriously, but I'm glad that they are at least taking it seriously now. News reaching me now is that the governor has also placed a call. The governor of that state has also placed a call to the relevant police departments to ensure that this case is taken up, because I hear that Nosa resides abroad, and if this case is not acted on swiftly, he might abscond to his base. So I'm glad that he has been arrested, and I hope that this matter is charged to court. You see, when we see injustice or when we see something wrong and we turn a blind eye because it doesn't affect us, we do not know that we are sowing a seed of normalcy in the society. If men can see this news, if women can see something like this and understand that, oh, it is okay to beat somebody blue black with the lips busted and the eyes popping up and nothing would happen, tomorrow the next victim might be in your household. But when you set the trend that this is an abnormalcy and perpetrators must get punished, then you are saving another person from being a victim. And that is why we must keep talking and advocating about things like this, to save the next person, to set the benchmark that this is not acceptable in the society, to let other potential perpetrators know that they will not go scot-free. Most of these men that beat up their wives to pieces are men that have been beating up their girlfriends for a long time when they were dating in the university without consequence. So consequence management is very important, and I'm happy that this case is being taken up. I'm following up on it, and I will let you know as it progresses. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you're new here, or if you've been following me without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section. Do you believe that this action by Mr. Nosa is sufficient reason for his wife to have called off the wedding, or do you think that it's not her fault that she had to go and she couldn't have just put all the whole plans to a halt just because of this unforeseen contingency, if I can put it that way. Do let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next video. For now,